Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this cute, adorable, googly-eyed bunny rabbit. And I'm going to be using some googly eyes. I got these ones on Amazon and they have different sizes available. So these are just a small size. I have been able to get the bigger ones at our local Hobby Lobby, or else you can probably get them at Walmart or the Dollar Tree in the Party Favors aisle there. And I'm going to be using a size 4.00 millimeter crochet hook, a number 7, and I'm using an acrylic yarn, just a medium worsted weight, size 4 acrylic yarn. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a slip knot. So however you do your slip knot, this is how I do mine. I take my working yarn here, and this is my tail. I just put them together like this, and then I form a loop at the top, and then I put my fingers at the top and I twist it. Then I pinch that working yarn and I pull it through the top there and create that loop. And then I take my crochet hook and put that crochet hook into that loop, and then I'm going to pull that working yarn so that loop is not that big on my crochet hook. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to chain 8, and I like to work my tail with my chain of 8 so I don't have to weave in that tail. If you do not like to do this little trick that I'm doing, you can just chain 8 and join with a slip stitch to create a circle. I'm going to put my tail over my crochet hook, which now I have 2 loops over my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and go through those 2 loops, and that's my first chain. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring that tail over it again. I have 2 loops, and I'm going to yarn over and go over those 2 loops. That's 2, and again putting that tail over the hook, yarning over and going through those 2 loops, and again. So this is 4, 5, oops, looks like I'm only going to be able to do 6 with that tail, 7 and 8. And now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to that first chain that we did. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert my crochet hook right in there and join with a slip stitch to create that ring. So now if you did not do that, you could just chain 8 and then join with the slip stitch to that first chain to create a ring. And now we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. That chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to work 11 double crochets in that magic ring there, or that ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I just did my 12 double crochets, and now I'm going to take my googly eyes and I want to place my googly eyes on top of that so that the ring part is over here on top of the ring. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to work our 12 double crochets, 12 more double crochets over the ring and also over this ring at the same time with our googly eyes on top. So it's a little awkward sometimes at first, but that's okay because it's just for 12 double crochets. So we're going to go ahead and work our 12 double crochets over the ring and the ring. So this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3, 4, 5, and you can slide them down if you need to. 6, 7, and this is number 8. 9, 10, and 11, and then number 12. And now you're just going to kind of slide that over like this so you can see that chain 3 there. And you want to make sure you have 24 total stitches, and then you're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, because that chain 3 counted as our first stitch. So you're just going to go ahead and join with a slip stitch. And then this is what your first round should look like. And now you're going to chain 1. That chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, it's just there for our beginning stitch to help us create that. And we're going to work a single crochet into that same joining stitch. And then you're going to single crochet into the next one. And then you're also going to work 1 single crochet into the next one. So you just worked 3 single crochets. And now what you want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to work a slip stitch around the next stitch around the post. So here's the next stitch and the post. So you're going to go ahead and insert your hook underneath that post and work a slip stitch around it. So bring your hook up and work your slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now what we want to do is we're going to work a slip stitch into that second chain from our hook. So this loop on our hook doesn't count as a stitch or a chain. This is your first chain, this is your second. You're going to insert your hook into that second chain and work a slip stitch. In the next one, you're going to go ahead and work a single crochet. Into the next one, you're going to work a half double crochet. And then into the last 3, you're going to work a double crochet. So 1 double crochet into this one, and then in the next chain another double crochet, and then a double crochet into the last one. And now back at the base, you're going to skip the next stitch, and then into the next post, you're going to go ahead and work a slip stitch around that post. And there's your first little ear. And now we're going to go ahead and make our next ear. So you're going to work a slip stitch around the next post. And then chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, we're going to go ahead and work our slip stitch into that second chain from our hook. Just like our last ear. And then we're going to single crochet into the next one. And then we're going to half double crochet into the next. And then we're going to work a double crochet into each of the last 3 chains. So 1, this is 2, and this is number 3 right here. And then coming back to the base, this is where we went and did our slip stitch. We're going to skip the next post, and then into the next one we're going to go ahead and work our slip stitch around that post. And now we want to work 3 single crochets, a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So right here's our next post, and if you follow it to the top, there's the top of the stitch. We want to make sure and work our single crochet in there. So 1, and then right here is our next one, 2, and then number 3. And then I'm going to pause real quick and adjust my camera angle. Okay, so now we're back. So you have your 2 little ears, and we already worked our first half, the first 12 double crochets that we did, and now we're going to work the bottom. So I'm going to turn my work to the side here, and we're going to work a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So just 1 single crochet, so 1 and 2. And now we're going to work a popcorn stitch, a 5 double crochet popcorn stitch, and we're going to do it over the post of the next stitch. So here's the next stitch, and that's our post. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook around that post, yarn over, bring that yarn around and up. You have 3 loops on your hook, and now you're going to work your double crochet. So that's 1 double crochet, and we're going to do 5 double crochets around that same post. So that's 1. Here's number 2. This is his little cheeks, the little bunny's cheeks. Here's number 3. Number 4. number 5. So you should have 5 double crochets worked around that post. Now go ahead and pull up that loop on your hook and put your finger there so you don't lose that loop, and take your crochet hook and put it into the top of that first double crochet that you did. So insert your hook from the front to the back of the first double crochet that you did, and then reinsert it into that loop and make that loop smaller. And then grab that loop with your hook and pull it through that first double crochet, and that makes your little popcorn stitch. And there's your little cheek. So now we're going to go ahead and work a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So you want to make sure that we just worked into this post. So we want to make sure we work into the top of the next one. So here's the next post. So if you follow that up, you'll see right here is our next stitch. So we don't want to miss that one. So you can just follow that post to the top of the stitch if you're not sure where that next one is. So we're going to single crochet into the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to work our cheek again. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work our 5 double crochet popcorn stitch, and we're going to do it around this here post. So we're going to work 5 double crochets around that post. So yarn over, insert your hook underneath that post, behind it, and then out, and then wrap your yarn, bring that yarn to the back of the post and up, and then complete your double crochet. This is 1 double crochet, and we want to do 5 around the post. So this is 2, 3, 4, and number 5. And again, you want to take that loop and make it bigger, put your finger in there and remove your crochet hook so you don't lose it, and then you're going to go ahead and put your hook into that first double crochet that you did from the front to the back, and then go ahead and take that loop off your finger and make that loop smaller, and then pull that loop through that first double crochet to create that popcorn. And there's your second cheek. And then we're going to single crochet into each of the last 2 stitches. And don't forget that first stitch is going to be so close to that popcorn, you just want to follow that post up to the top of that first stitch so you don't miss it. So right there's our first stitch. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch to our first single crochet that we did. So this is our slip stitch, and that's our chain 1. And then right here is our first single crochet of the round. And there's our little bunny. And now if you didn't want to do the next round, you could be done here and fasten it off. But I like to do a little half double crochet slip stitch around for the last round, which gives it this little cute border right here. So if you want to do that, you can continue watching for the last round. This is what it looks like behind the ears. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can fasten off here and be done. Otherwise, you can just watch. It's really quick and simple. So you're just going to chain 1. And then to do a half double crochet slip stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, bring that yarn through the stitch, and keep going through both loops on your hook. And that is your half double crochet slip stitch. So again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, bring that yarn through that stitch, and keep going through the 2 loops on your hook. And again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, bring that yarn through that stitch, and keep going through the 2 loops on your hook. And now we're going to go behind that ear, because remember we worked the post, so we're just going to go ahead and get the stitches that were behind the ear. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch behind the ear, yarn over, go through that stitch and through the 2 loops on your hook, and then go ahead and do it into the stitch that we had skipped. Yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, bring it through, and keep going through the 2 loops. There's our next one. And again, insert your hook, yarn over, bring it through, and keep going through. And then put your next ear down and do the same thing. There's that stitch, yarn over, bring it through that stitch, and keep going through the 2 loops on your hook. And again, there's that stitch we skipped, yarn over, bring that through, and keep going through the 2 loops on your hook. And there's the next one. There we go. And then we want to make sure and get the others, so you might have to twist your little bunny up. There we go. And just continue to do this all the way around. You're just working a half double crochet slip stitch into each of those stitches. Just gives it a cute little decorative look. Kind of helps fill in that little bunny cheeks, fills in behind those little ears. So right when you get here, you just kind of can see where you have to go. Right there, and then right here. Just gonna go right there, work my half double crochet slip stitch. There's my next stitch. And then you just keep doing this all the way around. Of course, you can do this with any size hook, any type of yarn. It's just going to be a different size, depending on what type of yarn and what type of hook you use. We're coming to the end. I think the cheeks are so cute. My granddaughter loves little bunnies, so of course I had to make her one as well. She loves all my cute little things I've made for the random acts of crochet kindness that I've been making. Okay, and there we go. And then just join with a slip stitch to that first one, and then fasten it off, weave in your ends, and then you guys are done. And that is your little cute bunny with the little fidget eyes, or the googly eyes, and the little cute cheeks. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed.